Hi everyone, DJ Lit here. Welcome to Brawlhalla. If you got into the last Brawlhalla video, which is playing rounds in Brawlhalla, make go to that video before this one. But today I am showing the Heatwave costumes in 2026. I didn't show them since I mostly shown the Scuba Raptor costume, and it has been a long time since I've shown the Heatwave costumes. And I do not know how long Heatwave will really be here. Cause I think it'll be here before school starts backing up. And I'm not gonna lie, back to school is already about to be happening already, which is pretty much crazy. But the costume I'm mostly showing today for Heatwave in 2026 is Brawl Dead Isaiah, Dog Day Mordak, Wipeout Nyx, and Water Wars Cross. So these are the four costumes I am showing today, pretty much in Brawlhalla. So, I wait no time, as always, let's get into this. And also, before I do go ahead and start showing the costume, if you guys showed the yesterday's poll around mostly Phineas and Ferb, may go to that poll out before this one, or previously another one. The poll I created was, what is the best Phineas and Ferb episode on this list? So we have was Getting the Band Back Together, Someone Belong to You, Get Busted, and Quarantine Boogaloo. I did that for what it says. And most of you guys picked what Someone Belong to You. Now, if I had to say in this list what is the best Phineas and Ferb episode, it definitely gotta be like We're Getting Band Back Together. I mean, so many songs in that episode. Like, we had like, what, 3 songs mostly in that episode, was pretty much, really good. And I really enjoyed that episode. And I love that song, Ain't Got No Rhythm. I love that song so much. From the, I think from season 1. So if you guys check that poll out, make go check that poll out before y'all watching this video. But let's go ahead and start this. Alright, so let's start with Isaiah first. Let's see where he at. There he is. So here is Brawl Dad Isaiah. So his his weapon skins are the grill smoker and ketchup and mustard. I forgot that he had like had mostly like his special like that. Isaiah, home with the ketchup and mustard. Alright, so let's go and do it in Small Brawl Haven. Alright, so here's the costume. This is a really interesting costume, as I remember showing over the past, 4 years now. Alright, so here is the grill smoker. And I do like that it pretty much shows like an actual grill, mostly cooking I think that's ham, isn't it? Yep, that's ham. Alright, interesting. So Isaiah moves is not really new. So we got his right air. We got his up air, down air, and then left air. Pretty much the same thing. And wow, that lady took him out. Alright, so that's very cool. And then we have is the ketchup and mustard. One of the most very interesting weapon skins are mostly for this costume. So let's see, left air, up air, real nice, and then down air. Alright, cool. I don't really not like finding Isaiah because how most of his moves are. But his weapon skins, or should I say this costume, is pretty much nice. If I say this is probably one of the most very, very interesting Isaiah costumes of mostly around since Heatwave. And I really enjoyed this mostly showing this costume pretty much, probably like for the 5th time by now this year. Let's say 2022, 2023, 2024, 2025, 2026. Okay, yeah. Mostly my 5th time showing this costume. So that is very something. So I'm glad I'm pretty much showing this costume pretty much again after mostly 4 years later. Alright, next one is Dog Day Mordax. Sword Mordax is... there he is. Alright, so let's go ahead and change the skin color. Where's that? There it is, Dog Day Mordax. I love this costume too. So the weapon skin is the Tropical Breeze and the Cocoa Knuckles. Alright. Let's also do a Small Brawl Haven. Alright, so here is the costume. This is actually probably one of the most normal Mordax costume, because I probably see Mordax mostly as this costume. So Mordax is not really moved to his moves. So we got his right air, down air, and then up air. Oh, look at animation too. Okay, up there. So they can hit it right there. They might hit right there. Yep. Alright, that is cool with the Cocoa Knuckles. Then we got the tropical, I'm gonna call it the tropical scythe. So left air. Up air. And down air. Alright, real cool. If I had to say this, Morta's probably got one of those like very interesting costumes. I mean, I know he had been getting a lot of costume recently since mostly last year, because I know last year's costume with the St. Patrick's Day one was just like a weird one, because I did talk about it like, you know, mostly around just this year, or pretty sure I say last year and this year. But it was a weird costume, because in most of all, it was basically like kind of like a Halloween costume. And I just did say this before, around last year. That costume should literally be around mostly Halloween, not St. Patrick's Day. I mean, people probably would think about that too. But still, this is a real cool costume for Dog Day Mortis, and I really do like it. Alright, next one is Wipeout Nyx. Now, I don't know mostly for this costume. I think I've never seen this costume actually before, so this one might be new to me. Let me see. Shark Bite, Signal Flare. Yeah, I've never seen this costume before. Alright, interesting. So this is probably the first time ever shown a new costume for Heatwave. Mostly, or another one actually, that I haven't seen before in 2026. So which is interesting. So let's go ahead and show this costume. Next. Alright, let's do it in a different state. Let's do random, see what we get. Hope you guys have been enjoying the video. Well, I've kind of been a little bit stirring late for the past, few days, because I had some stuff going on. Or a few things that have been going on in my mind lately from like the past few days. So sorry if I'm kind of messing my words, mostly all the time. But most of all, you guys mostly used to it, so it's not really, a new thing. But I just want to let y'all know. But so we got mostly the flare guns. So that is pretty much, interesting. So let's see, left air. Ooh, up air. Let me hit that again. Real nice. And then mostly down there. Alright, that's sick. And then we have mostly his scythe, which literally is a surfboard, by the way. I think he's supposed to be like a surfer, actually. First, I thought he was a scuba diver, but until I realized he's a surfer. So that's cool. Left air, down air, and then up air. Okay, real nice. This costume is really interesting for Nyx. I mean, him being like a surfer, I don't kind of really see that, by the way, but most of all, he is pretty nice with his costume. I mean, I do like the hair as well, so that is very something. But yeah, I feel like this Nyx costume is probably one of the most very interesting one. I know Nyx don't really get that much love in this game, but you know what? I do like this costume. I wouldn't say it's my favorite, by the way, but it's pretty, a decent summer costume for Nyx, so that's pretty much cool. And the last one we have today is mostly a Cross, which I think he is right here. So we have is Water Wars Cross. So his weapon skins are the Aqua Blaster and the AZKO. Alright, so here we go. Cross. Alright, so let's do it in a small Thunder Guard Stadium. Alright, so here is the costume for Cross. I mean, this costume is not really new to showing, because I've shown this costume like plenty of times, back around 2022 when I started doing this series. So we got the AZKOs. It's really like Nerf gun, by the way. It's like Nerf gun with fists. Okay. So let's see, left air, right air. Yeah. Cross has some very interesting moves, so he's not really, new to this. But this costume is very interesting, though, for Cross. I really do enjoy this costume. And then we got the Aqua Blasters. Actually, I mostly would think they're all water guns, but also they remind me of the splatter shot from Platoon. Platoon, and mostly Platoon 3. And also, Splatoon Raiders is pretty much, out. And I haven't really gotten that game yet. And I'm pretty much, you know, I haven't really played a Platoon game in quite of a long time, actually. I think the last time I played a Platoon game was like Platoon 3. And I didn't really play that much of that game. I think I put like at least like maybe like a few hours on it. And that's pretty much it. I think I mostly like I done the campaign. I done like, you know, Salmon Run. I done online, but I never really, you know, mostly played the game after that. And I know it's probably one of the best shooting games around, mostly from 2022, even though when Nintendo says. But I mean, I'm not really hating the game, but I just never got into it. I think Splatoon 2 is probably like one of the most, you know, fun games than most Splatoon 3. Just saying that's my opinion, by the way. But still, I do like mostly this costume. It's probably one of the most best summer costumes for Cross, cause they did change mostly what he mostly looks like. So that is pretty much cool. So I did really enjoy showing the costume pretty much, you know, probably for like the 5th time mostly of the whole entire series, mostly Brawlhalla. But yeah, but what everyone, I'm gonna go ahead and end off right here. If you guys enjoyed, sure I know what to do. So I'll see y'all tomorrow afternoon in the next video. Bye.